Hey everybody, Mr. Baker here again. We're taking a look at the module quiz for module 10. This is the volume of rectangular prisms and pyramids. I'll go ahead and make this a little bit brighter here so we can see it as we get started for number 1 and number 2 with this video. So on number 1, we're taking a look at the volume of what type of shape is this? It's a prism, and its two bases are both rectangles. So it's a rectangular prism. So if I look at my star chart, which I happen to have, let's see, right here, I see that the volume of a prism is given to me by the volume equals the area of the base times height. So I'm going to go ahead and write that here on my problem. Volume equals area of the base times height. Now, what shape is my base? A rectangle. And if I look at my area formula now, okay, the area of a rectangle or a parallelogram is area equals b times 8. Base of the rectangle times the height of the rectangle. So I'm going to see, I see a capital B, I'm going to put a rectangle around it. So I remember what shape my base is. And I'm going to break this down in parentheses. Put base times height. Okay? So this is a three-dimensional object, and so we should be multiplying 3 dimensions together. Here they are. Now I'm going to put my numbers in. Well, what is the small base of my rectangle? In other words, what is the length of my rectangle? It's 11 yards. Multiply that by the height of my rectangle. Height of my rectangle is 9 yards. And lastly, multiply that by the height of my prism, which is 7 yards. If I multiply these two numbers, all these 3 numbers together, I'll get the answer. So let's see, 11 times 9 is 99. 99 times 7, okay? Here's a mental math way you can do this. You can multiply it out. 99 times 7, see what you get. I'm going to do 99 is really close to 100. And I know that 100 times 7 is 700. But I went over too many times. I went over by 1 7. Right? I should have done 99. I did 100, so I need to take 1 away. So I'm going to do 700 minus 7. And that gives me 693. My units, 693 what? 693 potato chips? 693 yards. But they're not regular yards anymore. When you multiply yards by yards by yards, now you have cubic yards. All right. Anytime you're dealing with volume, you should always have a 3 as the exponent of whatever your unit is. Let's take a look now at number 2. On number 2, I have a rectangular pyramid. So if I look at my area, my formula for the volume of a pyramid on my star chart, it tells me volume is 1/3 of the area of the base times height. All right, I'm going to write that up here then. Volume equals 1/3 of the area of the base times the height. Anytime I see this big B, I'm going to go ahead and put the shape of my base around it. So in this pyramid, my base is a rectangle. So I'm going to draw a rectangle around this letter B. That is a reminder for me to use the formula for the area of a rectangle when my next step here. So I'm going to bring this down to 1/3 stays. Inside of my parentheses are going to go, the rectangle is, well, we just did it for this one. It's base times height. And then times height again. Okay, now don't get confused. These heights are different. This is the height of the rectangle. This is the height of the pyramid in this case. Plug my numbers in. Well, how long is my rectangle? It's 12 feet. How tall is my rectangle? 16 feet. How tall is my pyramid? 18 feet. Okay, here's another little shortcut math tip to know. When you're multiplying numbers like this, there's nothing else going on. There's no adding or subtracting, it's just multiplying. I can multiply in any order I want to. So I'm going to look for a really easy number to take 1/3 of. Can I take 1/3 of 12 really easily? Sure. Yeah, 1/3 of 12 is 4. In other words, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm going to multiply these two together first. That would give me 4 times 16 times 18. That helped a little bit. Now I have to multiply these by just together. If you happen to know what 4 times 16 is 64, that'd be useful. If you don't, you just have to multiply them. So over here, I'm going to do 64 times 18 and work it out. Let's see, 4 times 8 is 32. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 3 is 51. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 6 is 6. I add these together. You get 1,152. What's my units? Measuring in feet, but now they are cubic feet.